Welcome to Maps in the Market. My name is Dan Bugge, and I am the owner.
Okay, Dan, you're going to be showing off the new iPad app
Yes.
that you're using from Urbanspoon today, correct?
Yes, we are going to be demonstrating how to operate the Res iPad app for Urbanspoon.
Okay, and what is that, just for our education?
It is an online reservation system that has been put into place about 6 or 7 months ago from the Urbanspoon guys.
Okay, and before we have on the table here, you were using a paper
Yes.
reservation system,
Yep.
so tell us what that looked like.
Well, this was our original form. We were the dinosaurs in the restaurant business and still used an actual handwritten personal way of doing reservations. So we had this for both lunch and dinner, and we have now switched solely to the Res Urbanspoon app for dinner and are still using the paper for lunch.
Okay.
So currently doing both.
Well, let's see how the iPad app works. Can you
got
show it to me and how you're using it?
I sure will. So here we have today, Thursday, June 3rd, and we are showing what our night will entail for us. We have all of our allotted time slots here, 5:30, 5:45, 6, and so on until 9:30, and you can just slide it over to see that our last seating is about 9:30. We can add any time slots that we want to here. We can take away any seats that we would want to in case we fill up early. We can take away any of those time slots so there are less options for people. For now, we'll go ahead and put those back on there so people online can actually make another reservation. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll have whoever's coming in at 5:30. We have Teresa coming in. We'll push that when she arrives. We can go to choose a table, and then I can set Teresa right there at table 6, the best table in our house. So she'll be in at 5:30, and she is now assigned a table. I could also, if I needed to move her, because they've added a couple extra people, I could circle these two tables. I can circle these two tables, and she will be moved to those two tables. So, or we'll just take her off, because we don't know where we're going to put her yet. So.
And in this case, you don't have people in at 5:30, so everything's open, or?
Yeah. Well, our host will show up at 4 o'clock, and he'll go through and look and assign all of the tables where he wants that first turn of reservations to go. The second turn, because obviously it's not an exact science of how long people will be, so the second turn will be done as a needed base as we go through, as need to know kind of a basis. So we'll go back here and we'll cancel that out. So we have no table that's assigned for. If we did, the table would pop up right there. So another cool thing about it is that we have the calendar. If somebody calls up and needs to go to a different day, we can go to any day that we want in the future and just push that day, and the screen will pop up for all of our reservations that are available. So we'll go back to today. You can see here there's a graph that helps out our kitchen tremendously. This graph shows how many people will be coming through our restaurant at what time. So you'll see at 7 o'clock is the height. We have 50 seats, which is full for our restaurant. We have 22 tables throughout the night that have been booked so far, which is 83 seats, 83 diners. So far, Urbanspoon for us has sat 4,600 diners for dinner alone.
When did you start using
We
this app?
started using their smaller iPod app. We started using that in October, and then now I've gone to the iPad. And the iPad now we've been with for about a month. I think about a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how has it impacted your business and taking reservations?
Well, just being able to alone, never having a reservation system set into place before, online reservations, never having that set into place before, it's hard for us to gauge how many people would go to our website looking for it or looking for a phone number and call us. We say that there's 4,600 people now that have gone straight online and booked it through our website or through Urbanspoon that probably would have looked somewhere else at a restaurant where they didn't have to call somebody to do it. So
Right.
It's impacted our business tremendously. It's helped fill in a lot of empty seats that we have.
Right, and also, but if somebody's just making a traditional phone call into the restaurant too, you're also using this as your reservation engine, right? So
You bet.
what does that do in terms of efficiencies around the restaurant?
Oh, it makes things operate more efficient. Everybody can see Now, all the writing is the same, so you don't have to decipher between different people's writing. Some people have terrible penmanship. So this eliminates any of those processes. It puts in phone numbers here. It also, once we start typing in a name, it'll pop up all of the Stevens that have been into our restaurant, and then once that last name is given, we can click on their name. All of their information goes into our system, and also even their favorite cocktail or bottle of wine that they've had before will pop up. So it gives us all the information that we need about a repeat guest.
Wow, so the waiter would know that somebody likes a Manhattan up with 2 cherries, for example.
Yeah. So our server can walk over and say, would you like another Manhattan up with 2 cherries like you had last time? And surprisingly enough, they think that our memory is so great that we did that. But with help of technology, we're able to just provide an experience that people really want to get.
Right, and then it's also like the visual interface of it. Seems like you were showing me you could circle the tables and move tables. That would seem a lot harder to do in the paper book, or impossible to do.
Definitely. When we originally opened, we would draw maps of how the room would go and try and time it out by pencil where people would be seated. A lot of erasers got used that way. So, this way it's really easy. This graph also shows us, we allow about 2.5 hours time for people to come in and dine. So this graph actually shows when a person has been sat, the table will be blue. And as their time gets closer to coming up, it'll start to turn gray and then yellow for when they're about, and people can go past their time. We just assume that's about how long on the average people go. But it'll go into that yellow, and then if they're past that allotted time, it'll be red. This allows us, as customers come in through the front door, to be able to take a look at this map and see that there are 4 yellow tables, and that we should have one of those tables within the next 15 minutes. Instead of having to take our time and walk around and look where all of the tables are at in their meal, this will allow us to give them an answer right away and say, instead of being, let me go take a look, I'll be right back, I can say I'll have something available in about 15 minutes for you.
Wow.
So it just makes us seem way more professional. Not like we weren't. We were about as professional as you could get. Now we are professional.
Great. Well, it's very cool. Anything else you'd want to show me with it?
Let's see here. You can do a menu here, and we have a management page that's on a separate computer where we can go in and block out anything that we need to. You can have today's template always saved in here. You could change the hours. We could mark all of our seats being full. If all of a sudden we had 40 people walk in, we could say, we are totally full. And that blocks out everything, and then we don't need to go through one by one and block out those reservations. So that is really useful and helpful for us. Walk-ins, we get to say there's a walk-in and put a table for them, and that also lets us know what time that person walked in and about how long they'll be having dinner, to where before being so busy sometimes you're not sure if that was a walk-in or a reservation that's sitting at that table. That also helps us gauge what's going on throughout the night. For us, it's been fantastic.
Great. Well, thanks for showing it to me today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.